Hello, my name is Robel Gaither and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, as you can tell by the title, we're gonna be making a messenger bag. Well, I'm gonna be making a messenger bag. I'm really excited to actually be doing this. I've been planning for weeks now to make a messenger bag. I've looked into the history behind it and I'm just actually really excited to do this. And I'm kind of nervous as well because really with this design, I sketched up a design, but I'm kind of going off of a freestyle-ish type mentality towards this bag. I'm not really going off of set foundation things. I mean, it's set in foundation, but certain things I don't know what I'm gonna do for, so I'm just gonna do it. So with this messenger bag, I'm gonna throw the little sketch that I did on the screen so you guys can kind of see a direction of where I'm going with this. So it's just gonna be a regular type messenger bag. We're gonna have a laptop sleeve on the inside, which is gonna be padded. I've never done one of those before. This is my first time doing that, so kind of nervous for that. I want to do a zipper pocket on the inside, maybe some card holders. I really don't know much about the inside. All I really know is a laptop sleeve. And then on the outside, we're going to have a back pocket on the back. It's going to have the buckle flap closure, which I did that one time and it was a little difficult. Hopefully this time I can perfect it a little bit more. But that's really what we're going with. I don't have much to say about it because this is an introduction. So I cut out all of my stuff last night. I fused it with the interfacing. I did all of that. I actually do have a few more pieces that I do want to cut out before I start, which is like the strap and strap connectors and things like that. I want to do that before I start filming because it'll just make everything easier to have everything cut out. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. Hopefully I can do a little bit better with this video. I'm trying to get back into YouTube because I do miss YouTube and I think I like the longer version of videos because when I post my TikToks, it's like 30 seconds and it makes everything look so easy, so fast and so blah. But on YouTube, you can upload longer videos. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna be doing over the next course of a few days. Really, I don't know how long this bag is gonna take. I don't know what I'm really getting myself into because this is my first time making a messenger bag. I'm really excited though. So let's get into it. Alright, so I just went ahead and loaded up all of my bobbins and this is the thread color that I'm going with. It's like a silver grayish thread color and these are the color combos for the denim. It's the same color combos as the Anniversario bag that I did for my anniversary collection, that dark blue denim and then that medium shade blue. And then for the lining, we're going with this nice gray color. I was thinking, because a messenger bag is more like a works friendly environment type bag, I was thinking really toned down, darker, simple colors, you know, not something that's like vibrant and just out there. I wanted to go with toned down colors and I thought that this would be amazing. But this is also a bag that a regular everyday person could wear out as well. So these are the color combos and let me grab this so you can see. And then this is like the thread. I thought this would be a nice pop of color. And this gray is a little bit lighter than the lining gray, but it's fine. It'll look super dope all together. So I'm gonna go ahead and what I'm gonna start doing is sewing these. So what these little pieces are they're gonna be in the corners of the bags on the front and the back like this. So I'm gonna sew these together, probably do the back pocket and some other little things. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and start doing. So let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, I started by assembling the accent corner pieces, and the good thing is I already prepped all of my pieces the night before, like I said, so I cut out all my pieces and interfaced it. That made this so much easier because let me tell you, cutting out pieces while you're trying to film is so annoying. I can't stand it. But I just fused it with the basic woven fused. I was gonna use a Decaville light as well on the accent corners because I thought that would have given it a nice stiffness, but I just decided to go with the woven fuse. The next time I do make this, I probably will go with that Decaville light because it would add, I don't know, it would just give it a nice firmness because with the woven fuse, it's just, it has a nice firmness, but it's not as firm as I was thinking. So I just added the front corner, the corner pieces to it, and I don't like it. For one, the left side of it looks a lot better than the right side. I don't know if when I did my pattern making, I did it a little off, but I don't know if you can see on camera, but it looks a little bit off. The right side looks a lot higher. On this one, this looks a lot higher. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to actually just use the left side pattern, cut another one out in reverse to fit it on the right side, and I'm gonna seam rip these off and get rid of these because it just looks terrible. So it looks really uneven and off. Like I don't know how to explain it, but that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and cut those out. I'm not gonna show me cutting it out because like I said, I hate cutting stuff out while filming. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it out and then I'll be back sewing on here. Okay, so I redid both of the front and the back pieces on the side. They look way better, and I went ahead and I added the back pocket to this, and I already added the snap and everything to that last night, so that's perfect. The only thing that I am worried about is it is a little bit off on this side. Like it's a little off, the pocket. It's not too much off, it's just off by a tad bit. And I'm worried that when I go to sew this, it might make these be off as well because they are attached to the back pocket. So I really don't know if that's going to be an issue. I will see about that later when the time comes. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start on the flap, because the way I'm doing, I cannot talk, because the way that I'm doing the flap for this bag, I really have to kind of knock that out first, because I'm doing a top handle on the flap. And I'm also doing the buckle flap closure. So I'm gonna go ahead and start embroidering my name out for that, getting that done, and yeah. Okay, so now my embroidery machine is just embroidering out my name to put on the front of the bag. And I'm just gonna make this quick disclaimer that I did end up keeping this bag. I don't think I said that at all in my intro because I didn't know at that time I was gonna keep it, but I messed up quite a bit on it, not quite a bit, but there was a few mistakes I made on this bag, and one of them being the color that I chose to go for the embroidery of my name. It doesn't show up that well on the shade of denim that I'm using, and you can't really tell that it says my name, Rovell Gaither. I don't like it. So I did end up keeping this bag, and right now I'm working on the actual top handle of the bag, which this was my first time ever doing a top handle. I thought it would be a lot more difficult than what it was, because it looks so, what would you call it? It looks so advanced. Oops. I just got an Etsy notification, but it looks so advanced. It's not as advanced as it was. So I was excited with how it turned out. It came out great, exactly how I wanted it to. I don't know if the way that I did it was the way that you were supposed to, because like I do with a lot of things, I don't really, sometimes I just look at an image or something and be like, oh, okay, that's how that made, and then I just kind of recreate it. I don't do that for everything, but sometimes I do, and that's definitely what I did in this case. But it turned out perfect, so I guess I did it right. And I'm gonna stop talking now, so yeah. Alright, so far this is everything that I have done right now on the flap. I'm going to go ahead and do the bias binding around the edge, which is going to be the same color as this, and this is going to finish off the raw edge. And honestly, I'm liking the way this is turning out. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, and these are the buckle flap closures. This is the buckle flap closure. I'm going to connect the buckles later on, and then the eyelets and stuff. I'm gonna do all that later on, but right now I'm just gonna go ahead and add that bias binding and seal off this raw edge. And I love this handle. It's so nice. I'm so excited. So I just finished up bias binding the flap, and it looks super dope. Oh my goodness. So this is the back piece right here, but essentially this is kind of what the front would kind of look like, even though this is the back piece. But what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is I'm gonna actually attach, that was my camera. I'm gonna attach this to the back panel, because I broke I broke the back panel up in pieces, and I have to piece it back together because I want this flap to be actually sewn into the back panel. So I was gonna get sewn here, and I'm gonna add another little top panel on top. You'll see what I'm doing. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. Okay, so now I have the flap all attached to the back panel piece, and super dope. I'm loving this color combo. I had to bring this color combo back because it's just too amazing for me not to do nothing with it. So this is that back pocket. Let me flip this around. So this is that back pocket. You know, it has the gray lining that I'm using. It closes really well. I'm glad that this lines up perfectly, so that I don't have to worry about that. And I'm super excited. It's turning out nice. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is I'm gonna actually work on the bottom panel piece for the bottom of the bag. I'm gonna go ahead and attach that, and then I'm gonna put the purse feet on because I want to add purse feet to this. And all the hardware that I'm doing on this is silver. I thought that the silver would just look nice with the, because I really want to go with clean, simple, and simple colors. And I think that the silver would look good with the stitching, the blues, and also the gray lining that I'm going with. And that it does. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start on that bottom panel piece, and yeah. Okay, so now I have both of the, not both, all 5 of the purse feet in. I love doing purse feet because listen to the sound, it's so satisfying. Like, that's so satisfying. But I added those in, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and start attaching this outside panel to the front panel. And then once I do that, I'm probably gonna attach these side connectors because I know these overlap a little bit over the front and back panels, and I don't know how much it overlaps, I forgot. So I'm gonna put the front panel on so I can see how much it overlaps, and then I can cut off that excess and add the strap connectors on the side. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so now I'm just attaching the gusset to the front panel, and doing this was easy. It wasn't hard at all. And sewing curves with Decaville Heavy is actually a lot easier. I don't know if it's because it's stiff and it keeps the fabric from wanting to pucker, and because when you sew curves, the fabric likes to pucker and all that, and you have to try to ease it out. But with the Decaville Heavy, you don't do that. And then here I'm sewing on the strap connectors, and I hate sewing these because it gets so thick and bulky. Sometimes you're sewing through 4, 5, 6 layers of denim, and my machine can definitely handle it, but sometimes in certain areas the needle will bend and break, and I have to change it and do all this other stuff, and I just hate doing it. But recently I bought a rivet press, so I cannot wait for that to come in the mail because I will not have to sew through these thick areas anymore. I can just use a rivet, and it'll be way much easier, a lot faster, and it'll look nice too. So that was random. All right, so it is several hours later, and I had to take a break and go eat something and do something because I was getting irritated. So I sewed the front panel on, this is the front panel, and I went to go clip the back panel, and it was giving me some issues. And this side wanted to be, like I said, these were a little bit higher, little excess, I had to snip it off. It's high, I don't know what I did when I made my pattern. I got a few inches off. I think I made it longer on purpose so that I didn't have to worry about trying to get the exact measurement, but one side is longer than the other. It's weird because I centered it, but this side was just, I don't know, I had to staple it to keep it from moving because it was just a mess. And I'm gonna try to now sew this together, and this is the difficult part, especially with this interfacing that I'm using, because I'm using the Decaville Heavy, so it's super stiff and firm. So this is gonna be a task, but let's see what we can do. So here I'm sewing on that back panel of the bag, and this part was a lot more difficult than doing the front panel because the front panel was already attached, and it's uncomfortable when you have the front panel already attached because you have to like push the bag down, squish it to sew it, and it's a lot stiffer because you, like I said, already sewed that front panel. So this part was it wasn't hard, but it was more difficult than sewing the front panel on. All right, so I finished sewing the back panel on. It looks great. It looks good. I will say I wish I would have did a different color or something for my nameplate, and you just can't really see it too well. You know, it looks a little washed out on the denim. I could have went with a different color, but essentially, if it would freaking do it, it looks pretty darn good. I mean, honestly, I love it, but I feel like I could have done a little better in some areas. I feel like the nameplate is really what's bothering me, and I also messed up on the bottom. So you see it's on here, but when I sewed it, I did not freaking sew this piece. I just top stitched it. I didn't actually attach it to the bag. So you can pretty much, you know, I mean, it's attached to the bag because the purse feet are connected, but the ends are just open. So I'm probably gonna have to go in and whip stitch that close or hand sew that close because I can't machine stitch that close at this point. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. But I don't know what it is about this. I'm kind of annoyed by this project. I don't know. It's not even standing up on its own. Like, it's falling over. I don't know if it's I did something wrong. Like the bag don't even want to stand up. Like I don't know. But I have to do the lining now. I don't know when I'm gonna start next, but you'll see that in the next couple of shots. Alright, so the first thing I started to do with the lining was I constructed the laptop compartment, and I'm using this foam interfacing. I've had it for a while. This is my first time ever using it. And this is just what I'm using to pad the actual area, because I wanted the laptop compartment to be padded, because that's normally what you do in bags. You have a padded, like any compartment on the bag where you're going to be putting electronics or things that you want to kind of protect, it's going to be padded to keep it protected. So I use this foam interfacing, and this is my first time actually using this. I normally use batting, but I like the foam interfacing. It has more buoyancy. Is that the right term? It has more buoyancy to it. So it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but this is me doing a zipper pocket. I've done not a gazillion, but I've done plenty of zipper pockets, and you know, I like doing zipper pockets. I put them in like almost everything that I make, just because you can't go wrong with a zipper pocket. Like if a bag has a zipper pocket inside of it, you're not gonna be mad at it. So I put it in pretty much any bag that I can, and I love the way that this came out. It looks amazing. And I'm gonna stop talking now because I'm just talking. Let me tell you something about me and these voiceovers. I don't be knowing what I'm saying. I just turn on the record and I start talking. I should probably get like a little plan of what I want to say, because I always mess up, but I'm gonna stop talking because I'm just talking. Alright, so it is now day 2 of working on this messenger bag, and last night I went ahead, I started on the lining, I did the padded laptop area, and I did the zipper pocket on the inside. So this is the outside. This is pretty much how it's looking so far, and honestly, I don't know how to feel about this bag. I really don't. The shape and everything is super nice. I really just think I don't like my name, because the color blue that I went with, it's not a really good blue. You can't really see my name. It's not branded well because of the color. So honestly, with this bag, I might personally keep this one for myself once I finish it and learn from my mistakes on this one. Because I honestly, even though the bag is not anything wrong with it, I feel like I can do a lot better, and I don't feel comfortable selling this. It's not bad though. Like the back pocket is really nice. It has the snap, and then you can't really see, but the inside of the pocket, you can't see, but it's lined with that waterproof canvas on the inside of the back pocket. And I still haven't finished up this front flap area. I have to finish that off. And then the lining, the lining that I did yesterday. So this is the laptop, sorry, I'm brain farting. This is the laptop, the laptop insert for the lining of the bag. And I'm gonna do a magnetic snap closer, so it's gonna be a little piece and you can snap it and keep this closed, but right now it's open. It's a nice size, and I padded it too. I padded both sides so it'll be protective of whatever is put in there. And then this is the zipper pocket panel. I finished this up last night. I added my name tag inside, which says made by Rovell Gaither, all that good stuff. So on this piece, I might do some card holders and just a regular pocket. I don't know yet, but I want to do something else inside of the lining instead of just a zipper pocket and a laptop sleeve. So that's probably what I'm going to be working on. So that's what I have. And honestly, kind of disappointed in my mess ups on these. I feel like my mess ups were something that I could have paid a little bit more attention to and not messed up on, but it's fine. I don't really keep anything for myself, so I might be able to keep this one and learn from my mistakes, learn from my mistakes, and then when I go and make another one, I would have learned from them and it will be better. So that's just what I'm gonna have to do, and not everything is perfect, but I'm gonna learn from my mistakes. This is just the behind the scenes reality of running my business. I'm gonna move on to the next part, which I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, so I can't really explain it, but you'll see in the next couple shots. So the first thing I started off by doing was finishing off the laptop compartment, and I did that by sewing the little snap connector that you use to close the actual compartment up with. And the little snap on the front, that's what this piece will connect to close it up. And in here I'm working on the actual card holders. I added 3 card holders, like how I did on the Anniversario sling bags, and that was my first time ever doing card holders with those sling bags, and I fell in love with it, and I think that they look super dope and they make a nice touch for lining. So I decided to do it for the messenger bag. And since with this bag I was thinking like business, I was like, oh, someone can put business cards or, you know, a debit card, you know, put whatever in there. And I love the way it turned out. It added actually a really nice touch. And then this is the little pocket that I did. It's like a little small slit pocket. You could put a phone, wallet, cash, whatever in there. Honestly, the lining came out amazing and it's very functional. I love it. Alright, so I just finished up the inside of the lining. So this is the laptop sleeve, and I decided to go with the denim piece. One, because I didn't want to do the waterproof canvas. I thought it would be I didn't want to sew it. So I just did it with the little denim piece and attached it in there. Oops. But yeah, that's what I did. I mean, it's alright. It's not that big of a deal. And then this is the inside with the card holders. Oops. And then it has that one pocket. You could put like a phone or something in there. And then the zipper right here, which has my name tag in there. I love this. So now all I have to do for the lining is attach the panel that it will connect the front and back together to actually make it a lining. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. I'm gonna attach I call it a bottom panel. That's what I'm gonna do. So it's the panel that's gonna go all the way around to connect the front and back. So let's go ahead and do that. So I just finished sewing up the lining together and it looks amazing. I love the card holders and everything about this is just super dope. Love the laptop sleeve, nice and padded and soft for laptops and all that good stuff. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is I'm gonna actually clip this to the exterior so that I can attach it in. And I'm gonna do a drop-in lining this time. I don't really do these often, but I thought it would be easiest with this bag, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So here I'm just doing the drop-in lining technique, and I love doing drop-in linings. They are so much easier than the linings where you have to sew the bag and the lining together at the same time, like if you were to do a bag with a zipper panel and all that. This is so much easier. So pretty much all I'm doing is hemming in the edge of the lining and the edge of the exterior and folding them to be the same. And then I'm just gonna add a top stitch around the top of the bag. And you're done after that. It's so much easier than the other way. So I just finished attaching the lining to, not attaching, but clipping the lining to the actual exterior. And it looks all nice. I feel like it's gonna be a little difficult to sew, definitely, especially with that foam back here and in these side seam areas. It's gonna be kind of difficult, and it's gonna be awkward as well. This is the part that I normally hate, trying to top stitch on this piece, but I have to do it. So let's go ahead and struggle with this. All right, so I just put the lining in and it looks honestly really nice. Like, it looks so dope. Honest, I was thinking that I wasn't gonna like it. I really do like it. I'm still most likely not gonna sell it because there's a few things that I just messed up on that I don't feel comfortable selling this bag. Having that, one of them being the bottom of the bag. I put some of the purse feet in crooked so they don't sit straight. Like this one. This one's crooked, as you can see. This one's straight, this one's crooked and it's bent, this one is crooked and bent, but these three are straight, these two are crooked and bent, so it doesn't sit right. Like, it doesn't want to, like, it kind of wants to lean forward. It doesn't even want to stand up because those purse feet are crooked. So I'm not going to be selling this one, but it still looks really nice. The lining looks freaking amazing. Like, I love the pocket, super nice, the padded laptop area. Yeah, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is I'm gonna start on actually, let's do the buckle flaps. I'm gonna do the buckle flap closures. I was gonna say the strap, but let's work on the buckle flap closures and figuring that all out. So let's go ahead and start that. Well, actually, no. I'm not gonna even film that process because I have to use the grommet and set those in. So I'm gonna go ahead and do those and then I'll come back. Okay, so the bag is done. It is complete. It looks amazing. It has everything that I wanted it to have in a bag. It has the accent corner pieces. It has the buckle flap closure. It has the top handle. It has the back pocket. It has the laptop compartment, the zipper pocket. I was able to implement everything in the bag that I wanted the bag to have. However, I can't sell it, which sucks because I feel like that I wasted materials, money, time making this and I can't sell it, but I can keep it for myself, so I guess that's the plus. But I'm gonna go ahead and show the finished product of the bag and talk a little bit about it and what I don't like and what I do like about it. So let's get into that. So this is the finished product of the bag. It literally looks amazing. I love the back pocket. It closes really easy with the magnetic snap back there. And I love the buckle flap closure, you know, open it up. I love the inside. It's very durable. I don't know if you can see that, it's kind of dark, but you know, very durable. It's, you can't see, but it's super duper nice. Okay, so let's get into some of the things about this bag that I don't like and why I will not be selling it. The first thing I want to talk about is the name. It is, the color thread that I use for the embroidery is not a well one. You can't really see it. It doesn't show up too well on the denim that I used. This is a medium shade of denim. I used a dark blue thread and it doesn't show up really well. So you can't really tell that this bag says Rovell Gaither on it. That is one of the reasons why I'm not selling it. Another reason why I will not be selling this bag is it does not stand up. So the bag, when you set it down, it leans forward. And I don't know if that's because the interfacing that I use in the flap, if it's too heavy in the front so it wants to pull forward. I don't know if it could be because of the purse feet, which I will get into in a second. I'll talk about the purse feet and why I don't like that, where I went wrong with that. But it leans forward. It does stand up if you have something in the back pocket. Like if I put my iPad back here, it will stand up and it'll still lean forward, but it won't fall all the way forward. So that's another reason why I will not be selling this. Another reason why I won't be selling this, and one of the kind of the, not the bigger ones, but it is, the bag is heavy. Like right now, there's nothing in the bag and it is heavy. So let's say someone wants to use this bag, they want to travel to work, they want to carry their laptop in it, their work essentials, whatever they may want to put in the bag, they want to use it for work, right? And they put their laptop in there, they put a charger, and they put anything else in there. It's going to be heavy and it's going to be very uncomfortable after being used for more than 10 minutes. I am able to admit where I went wrong. And I did do a shoulder pad on it, and it is very comfortable, but it does not, it's not comfortable enough for it to be worn for a long amount of time, especially if you're gonna be having a heavy laptop in here. So I don't know if that's due to the interfacing that I used, which I used Decaville Heavy. I probably should have, which I just started getting into that to keep the shape. I probably could have used Decaville Light and then added a foam to the back of that. That would have helped with the shape, and I also would have taken away some of the heaviness and it would have made it a lot lighter so it's not so heavy, but it also would have kept its shape. But the bag feels really good. It feels like it has something in it, but it doesn't. That's also because of the lining fabric that I use. I used a waterproof canvas, and waterproof canvas is a very structured, strong fabric. So that added another weight to it, you know, and it's a heavy bag and it doesn't have anything in it. So that's one of the downsides to it as well. Now let's get into the bottom of the bag, which is the purse feet, which is really I messed up crazily on the bottom. It's not a major mess up. Like it's not noticeable, honestly. It's really not, but I noticed it because it's there. So the bottom of the bag, I put the purse feet in crooked. I don't know how that happened, but majority of the purse feet on here are crooked, and you probably can't see it on camera, but I'll have a shot showing it. They're crooked. Not only that, but when I went to attach the bottom panel, I never sewed this, so there's like a gap. Yeah, I did that wrong. I really don't know how that happened, but it did. And it's really not that big of a deal. Like it's not that big of a deal. I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna sell it, but it's for myself at this point now, so therefore it's really not that big of a deal. Another reason why I will not be selling this is because I wish that the magnets that I use for the buckle flap closures were a little stronger. Sometimes, you know, when you can hold the bag by the handle and it, you know, the flaps aren't gonna come off. But you know, if you give it like a good jolt, they're gonna come off. So, maybe if I can look something up like how to make magnets stronger or something like that, that would work. But if I could find more stronger magnetic snaps for this, then maybe we could be good. I mean, it's not bad because I mean, it's great, but I just don't know, you know, if someone puts something that has a lot of weight in here and you know it has weight and then you pick it up by the handle, it's just gonna go. I mean, it didn't do it now, but it's gonna go like that and just come up, which is not a good thing. But overall, it turned, the design wise, it looks exactly how I wanted it to look and how I pictured it to. You can take the strap off. It has the lobster class swivel hooks, so you can take those off and just have it by the handle if you wanted to, or you can attach the strap back on, carry it on your shoulder, whatever. I mean, it's a nice bag, and I love how it feels. Like it has such a nice high quality feel to it, but it is very heavy. That is the thing that I'm really also like. I tried it on last night. I was trying it on, you know, I put a laptop in here, I put a chart, no, I put a brush, I put like just random things in here to see how it would feel, and it was heavy and it hurted my shoulders after wearing it for like 3 minutes. So maybe I'm gonna play around with the pattern a little bit more, try some new interfacings, play with some stuff, figure out where I can add and take away. I'm pretty sure if I did a layer of foam, if I used foam instead of Decaville Heavy, if I would have used like Decaville Light and then some foam, it would have made this bag a lot lighter and not so heavy instead of just using the Decaville Heavy. And it would have helped with the shape. I mean, not to say that the shape is bad, because the shape is there, it's amazing. I love this bag though. It look-wise, it's amazing, but functional-wise, it's not the best. And that is the thing about bag making too. When you're making bags, you know, they can look beautiful all day long, but they have to be functional. That is the thing that is also very difficult, because as a bag designer, sometimes you can get so caught up in the design. You're like, oh, this looks amazing. I like how that looks. Oh, I want to have this. I want to have that. And in the end result, it looks amazing, but it's uncomfortable. It's not functional. It doesn't have enough pockets. It's not big enough. It's too small, or it's too big, or it, you know, it has to be functionable because it is going to be used. It's not something that someone's going to buy and just put on the wall and look at it. No, they're going to be using it every day. Sometimes every day, but it's still gonna be used. So it has to be functional for everyday use. And that bag, I mean, let me not do my bag dirty, because it's a great bag. It is amazing. My biggest worry is how heavy it is. That is honestly the biggest thing that I would say that annoys me, is how heavy it is and how it leans forward. That's just that. But overall, the bag is amazing. It is now my bag, so I really don't have to worry about this. I don't know where I would wear it, considering I don't really go anywhere, and this is a big bag. It has a laptop compartment. I don't carry my laptop anywhere, but look, I love the corner pieces. Like, this bag, I really wish this bag would have worked out, because I would have sold it to someone and they would have appreciated it and used it. But I don't feel comfortable selling it, knowing that a customer is gonna get the best. I can do a lot better, pretty much. So yeah, at least I got a YouTube video out of it though, so I can't say that it was all for naught. I got a YouTube video and a bag. Yeah, so if you like this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you want to keep up with me or my business, you can follow me on Instagram at RovelsGco, or you can follow my TikTok at Rovels. I post a lot of videos of me sewing stuff on there, and that'll be somewhere on the screen. And if you do want to shop my website or any of the things that I do make, you can shop my website at RovelsGco.com. That'll be somewhere on the screen, or it'll be in my description. You can click the link and it'll take you directly to my website. I'm so awkward at doing outros, it's not even funny. Outros and intros are so weird for me, I really don't know why. But yeah, again, this is the finished bag. I love it, it looks amazing. I'm not even gonna knock the bag, it's amazing. It is just heavy. It is just heavy, like, I wish you could feel it. It's just super heavy. I mean, the hardware, it looks amazing. The stitching, it looks amazing. Like I said, my biggest issues, how heavy it is, and this nameplate right here, you can't even see what this says, and it bothers me. It bothers me. And I thank all of you guys for watching. If you stuck around to the end, and all of my social medias will be in the description box, and like I said, they will be somewhere on the screen. They probably won't be now, but they were. And yeah, I'll see all of you in my next video. Why am I being so freaking awkward? Why is it so awkward to say bye?